time it is, man. We got some fire news reports we touching on today. What's going on with Donald Trump and the country of Oman, right over there in the Persian Gulf, supposed to be an ally of the United States. An ally. You know what Donald Trump said? We'll bomb the shit out of Oman. Now, why would they, what the fuck is Donald Trump on, man? Yeah, Donald Trump is like, man, he don't give a fuck. He ready to bomb anybody and everybody. Do we got enough bombs? You talking about bombing a whole lot of motherfuckers. And they saying the damn inventory is low. So I'm trying to figure out and shit why the hell, but see I see how this shit is operating. He backs down on North Korea. He backing down on them other nations and shit, cause man, everybody want a piece of the United States now. You know, everybody want a piece of the United States now, cause they looking at what's going on over there. And they seeing how the political game can change how the United States operate. If Donald Trump was 100% right about this issue, he wouldn't have no problem going over there and rocking their motherfucking world. But because it's an agenda that very well may be, the Israelis and shit is moving on it's for their accord and not the United States accord. And so where the Israelis ready to go, cause they sick with it. They about when it come to that warfare shit, they sick with it. They don't give a fuck. You can look right over there in Gaza. You can look right over there. All of them, let's just be real. They done went back like to fucking World War II. Where they just bombed. They were saying that they had gotten out of that kind of shit. Warfare of the new century that, people, they wasn't gonna be bombing and bombing and bombing like that. You know, just bombing cities and shit like that. But that's what they didn't got back into. They didn't got back into bombing cities and totally demolishing, every building that they see standing. And so, man, this is a common occurrence with these damn Neanderthals. That's just 100. Ain't nan one of them. I don't give a fuck which one of them you point out. They are. Vladimir Putin is the same way. He over there in Ukraine, bomb every building, destroy every city. That's what they about. Benjamin Netanyahu, same way. See what's going on over there in Gaza. Knock down every building and shit. So that's what Netanyahu was, pushing Donald Trump to do over there in Iran. Donald Trump going over there just hitting military installations and shit. And see, them Israelis and them damn Iranians, they just like two peas in the same damn pod. They just got two different agendas. But them is the two, radicalized, ready to pop off at any moment, ready to go all the way in on each other. Iran and goddamn Israelis, though, they two peas in the pot. That's why you cannot have both, neither one of them needed. Because them Israelis and shit, listen to me when I tell you, and a lot of people know this, they don't give a fuck about going to war with the United States neither for their own motherfucking political cause. People have to understand that. See, that's why in order really to understand the political agenda of what, you have to look at, what them Jews believe in, like the Talmud and, how they look at other motherfuckers, including Christians. They don't give a damn about them Jews don't give a damn about no Christian. When you read in their book what they think of Christians and shit, then you will know. So yeah, United States got some military and they'll use, but that's what the books say, to use goyim, and goyim is non-Jewish. You know, anything that's non-Jewish is goyim, and you know they say they soulless and shit like that. So you know, when it comes to their agenda, they don't bow to no motherfucking body. So I've seen a couple of Jews was like running off at the mouth about the United States, like y'all don't run shit. Y'all don't run shit for Israel. Y'all don't run shit for us at all. So, and if you get in our way, we be ready to bomb your ass. That's exactly what they saying. That's why when Donald Trump is talking this shit about a peace treaty down in Gaza, man, Netanyahu ain't budged. He's still down there. He don't give a fuck about nothing Donald Trump talking about. Because he already know that, hey, they want them Israelis to fuck up out of there by any means necessary. They want them gone, period. And so, you know, they can't treat the situation like the United States, because the United States way on the other side of the fucking globe. You know, they sitting right there in Israel, which is surrounded by Arab nation. You got Turkey talking, you know, they want a piece of the Israelis. You got Hamas, you got Hezbollah, you got Iran, you got all these countries, and them other Arabs just they playing possum, you know, pretending like, you know, they gonna deal with the Israelis for the, you know, whatever little relationship they got with the United States. But other than that, they playing possum. They want their ass up out of there too. Them Israelis don't trust none of them Arabs, not one nation over there. So no matter how United States finagle and shit, you know, and now you turn around and say you gonna bomb Oman, cause I already know. I already know every one of them Arab nations over there is playing possum. They believe in Islam. That's what they believe in. Islam. And if you don't believe in Islam, they don't give a fuck about you. They don't even give a fuck about the other ones that claim to be Muslim. The hell is y'all thinking? You know, that's a very radical religion. All of them radical, but the Muslims wear they shit on their sleeve. You know, they wear they shit on their sleeve. And the Israelis do too. The Christians want to pretend like they so loving, Jesus loves and all that love, but they be the first motherfucker to bomb too. You know what I'm saying? So they all play, you know, that, you know, now I ain't gonna say all of them play. The Christians try to play that love you and, you know, God is good and all of that shit. And then next week they be bombing the fuck out your ass. The Muslims, they ain't gonna even say they love you. They gonna be swinging the sword. You understand? From you know, from point one, they gonna be already swinging the sword and letting you know you was a fucking infidel. That's what you is. And so all that finagling and all them nations over there want to be in power. That's what we got to. When motherfuckers don't understand that, then you know you lose the objective of what this shit is about. All of them is trying. It's like chess. They want power. They want to be in Saudi Arabia. Want to be the most powerful Arab nation over there, but Iran is in their way. And really, Iran militarily is more powerful than fucking Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? The only thing is that the Saudis is Arabs, and if Iran attack Saudi Arabia with the Holy Land, Mecca and Medina being there, that might cause all Arabs in the Arab world to rise up on Iran. You know, that's what they got in their pocket. But if they had to get down country for country, Iran would fucking beat Saudi Arabia. You know, it would fucking beat. So I don't see none of them nations over there, you know, fucking with Iran, you know, as far as the army. Now, Egypt and them and shit may got a little more firepower. You know, Egypt and Turkey might got more, you know, militarily, they might got more firepower and more planes and shit like that. But they ain't got no army. You know, I had to look and see. You know how that'll go. You know, that'll be a hell of a fight. But anyway, Trump saying he gonna bomb the shit out of Oman, and they probably is being. I mean, you got to know when you're being played, motherfucker. You know, them motherfuckers over there playing. Oman trying to run a backdoor game. That's what they doing. Trying to run a backdoor game where at the end, if any deal, that they get something out the deal. You know what I'm saying? Where they could probably, plug some shit up too. You know, maybe they won't, but they ain't as powerful as Iran. And so you trying to do some backdoor deals. That's what the fuck is going on. Or they trying to side with Iran in a way or something like that, conceding to some shit that Donald Trump didn't want to concede to. And he like, what the fuck is you thinking you doing? You trying to run a backdoor game on me, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. We'll pull your wig back. It ain't a problem. And a lot of people say the United States is running out of bombs, but I wouldn't want to be the motherfucker to test that out. I really wouldn't. Because I know it only take one of them big ones. I don't think they didn't drop one of them big ones like that. I think they dropped it over there on that mountain, but the rest of that shit ain't, it been precision bombed. Precision, hit, go straight to what it's supposed to go to. If it's a nice size building, big, but they ain't dropped one of them Mobads on their ass, that mother of all bombs. They ain't dropped one of them. Because them motherfuckers don't want to hear too many of them motherfuckers go off. I can guarantee you. Motherfuckers be like on the phone like, excuse me, I think I want to reconsider this situation, can we talk about this, please? Could you hold up on them Mobads? Please don't drop another one. I want to concede right now. Okay, that's what they're going to do. But anyway, family, get over to Patreon. I'm going to stay on top of this. I'm going to try to find out what Oman did to make Donald Trump say out loud, we'll bomb the shit out of you. Man, you know goddamn well there ain't out of no goddamn bombs. You know what I'm saying? I want people to understand this before we get off of here. Just go study The Art of War by Sun Tzu. War is always based on deception. Do you understand that? Once you understand, war is always based on deception, making it appear to be something that it's not. And it says, motherfucker, when you're strong, pretend like you're weak. When you're weak, pretend like you're strong. Make a sound in the east and you strike in the west. That's what you do. So ain't none of them motherfuckers over there really wanting to find out if they ran out of bombs. Believe me. Anyway, family, get over there to Patreon. I dropped 2 fire presentations, visuals. You know I'm back on my visual. Do you understand? The grand master of the visual game. Get over there and get it, family, and I'll see you black here in a minute. Boom. Black power.